All right, and welcome back to Bayou Time. We're very pleased to have Billy Burley with us. You've heard of After the Mission. We've had Ricky False on the program several times. Well, Billy is the treasurer for After the Mission. Billy, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks a lot, Martin. Glad to be here. To give y'all guys a little recap on what's happening, on October 5th at the Harley shop, we're going to have what they consider a Flag Day. We're hoping to get everybody's attention. I want everybody that has
November 5th.
November 5th. I'm sorry, November 5th. This coming Saturday. I would like to get everybody's attention that has a bike. Invite everybody out. What we're going to do is we're going to get together, and we're going to go from the Harley shop to Thibodaux to some of the retirement homes, and we're going to have basically a big Mardi Gras parade with motorcycles. We're hoping to have between 400 and 800 bikes. And we're going to go and pay homage to the veterans that are duly noted. I mean, we don't show enough respect to the veterans in the military that we have. And this is what our nonprofit's all about, is to showing respect to them and giving them any support that we can give them.
And y'all do such a great job, and I think y'all going to make your way to La Coretta, where the Canebreakers are going to be playing, so we're going to acknowledge y'all. But I was talking to some Marines this weekend, as a matter of fact, and say, Martin, we've noticed since your dad passed, there's not as many things that are televised on the veterans. Well, in fairness, we had COVID, we had Hurricane Ida, but they're right. It's time to start regenerating. It's time for people who were in charge of 4th of July to get back on committees. It's time to regenerate just the enthusiasm that we lost during COVID and everything else.
I agree.
Y'all been going pretty strong, and I know Ricky's in Florida right now helping out victims over there.
I just left
y'all
Florida.
Really busy, aren't y'all?
I just left Florida, Fort Myers, myself about 3 days ago, and I come back home to bring awareness to the bike ride, like I said, this Saturday. And it's going to be all about the bike ride this week. So I just can't say enough about.
Right. And I know Danny Pica was so involved, and it's just a time for reflection for everybody to sort of take a step back and assess where we've been the last 3 years. We're pulling out of it. Yeah, we know gas is up, diesel's up, and the economy sucks, but the veterans who paved the way for us, they deserve a lot of recognition.
They deserve everything we can do for them. You know, we spent a bunch of time in Fort Myers giving back to the VA and anybody else that we could help out. And we're guys, we're local. We love this we love this parish. We want to help everybody in this parish that we can help. And I wanted to give y'all, a little hint on October 11th, Veterans Day, Canal Bar. We have
November again. I'm gonna check it. You've
Is
been
it
in
November?
You've been in Florida so long that
you sure?
Yeah, you've missed a whole month of your life.
Yes, I have. But on
I
the
don't
11th,
fault you for that, though.
on the 11th, we have a Veterans Day. We're doing basically a big auction for veterans. All this money will go 100% toward them. Myself and Ricky pull nothing out. Everything that we do is for free. It's out of our heart. Right. So if y'all are available to come out at the Canal Bar on Veterans Day to celebrate, we have, I think it's Rochambeau.
Yeah, Rochambeau.
Good
band. Good band.
We got them playing. We got shoot.
That's all right. Look,
Trying to think of the name here.
I know you've been on the road, and I know you've been trying to do a lot of things. So we're going to give you a little bit of a break today as you look at
Rocky. Or no, it says Rochelle. Anyway, after the band's going to play, and then we'll have a DJ the rest of the night. But it's very important, and that's why we're taking our time today, and I'm glad that you guys allowed us to come on and speak to us about how important our veterans are, and we need to do everything we can do to help when the need comes.
I know we had so many programs back in the day, and sure, I did it to honor my dad and all the World War II guys, but those guys are few and far between now. Only a sprinkling left, but we still have all these other veterans that we want to make sure they know that they're included in everything we do.
Well, I'll tell you what, I helped personally help a 96-year-old veteran
Good for you.
in Port Charlotte. His house got 2 foot of water. We went out there and we gutted his house out. I personally spent my own money to put sheetrock back in his home, not for any credit for myself, but credit to what that man did for our country. So, you know, there's a lot of good things that after the mission is willing to do. But look, guys, without the public, without people helping, without the support of the public, this is not possible.
And they got to go out and support y'all. I know you said y'all going to drive by La Coretta at 5 p.m. Y'all going to be at the Canal Bar the next week after that. But they can go and take part in the events that you're doing. Buy an extra hot dog, buy an extra chili,
Absolutely.
do whatever they got to do to
Well,
get some money in your pocket.
Absolutely. And look, guys, it is about the support. It is about helping somebody that truly needs help. And I know my parish, which I hold dear to my heart, is Terrebonne. I know we can do this.
Y'all been really stationed out of Fort Myers?
Well, Ricky's in Fort Myers. I'm in Port Charlotte, which is about 40 miles north of Fort Myers, and I do go down there. I spent last Sunday down there cooking for the veterans.
Well, compare that to Hurricane Ida over here. Are we looking at similar situations, or is it worse over there?
The
They had
barrier
no levees.
The barrier islands really took a bad hit. Everything else, in my opinion, we took a worse hit here with Ida. We lost more we got devastated more. We lost more trees, more
But
buildings.
right on the coastline where they had no levee protection like we do, they got decimated, right?
They got decimated. I mean, literally, the island probably took 20 foot of water, took everything out. You know, everything that was there isn't there anymore. If it is, it's in one huge pile.
It's been a while since they've had that situation where you went. I remember after Ida, as we were driving around and interviewing people, they were in a daze. Is that what you're seeing?
Same thing. Everybody's in a daze, you know, not getting much help from the insurance companies, you know, not getting much help from FEMA. But, you know, they're very resilient people, just like we are. You know, after you get them a little direction and you earn their trust, I mean, just like everybody else, you know, it's hard to trust people. But after you earn their trust and, you know, they realize you're there to help, they open up more to you and they kind of take your guidance, which is really needed. I mean, if people would actually set up, and the churches are really good down there. I got to admit to that. Their churches are excellent. They had a lot of people out there helping the people that couldn't do for themselves. And you got to remember, Fort Myers and the whole south side of Florida is elderly people. I mean, people are up in their 70s, 80s, 90s that there's no way they can do the yard work, you know, and that help was really, really required.
What was it like when y'all drove up there and y'all came upon the scene? I'm sure some of these people whose homes y'all are getting to have maybe think that angels were sent to them.
I've been told that a lot, you know. Biggest thing is you go there with an open heart and you try to do the best you can, and you help them as much as you can. And they're very appreciative. I mean, I've run storms all across the country. I've been to Lake Charles. I've been to Florida a few times. I've been to North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. Everywhere I've ever went, very few people have been mean to me, I guess. You know, most of them are very appreciative of what you do, you know. But there's a lot
And
of
grumpy's a little expected sometimes because they're under a lot of stress, right?
Well, that's absolutely true. And what you have to do is you have to learn. I mean, I've learned that a long time ago. I'm up in age. I've learned to deal with people. And once you can calm them down a little bit and make them understand, you know, that you're there to help and not there to hurt them, because that's their first instinct is, okay, I've already lost everything I've got. So last thing I want is somebody coming up there and stealing what else is left.
And we've been programmed so much to think that, and we see all the negativity of the bad ones that come in town, but the good ones like you and Ricky and everybody else, we also got to commend because y'all are constantly on the front doing the right thing.
Well, that's an easy thing to do. You know, you put your faith in God and you let God lead you, and you just do the right thing. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and y'all heart is definitely in it. But what's the goal when you go to a place like Florida? And of course, I saw y'all a lot in this parish after Ida. Y'all were busy. I mean, a lot of people were busy. But what's the mindset? You just try to go in a straight line somewhere, or how do y'all plan all that?
Nothing's ever a plan. It's everything's up in the air, and it's who's on fire. Where's the biggest fire?
Right.
And you run to the biggest fire. It's kind of like 9/11. You know, when we lost a lot of good people on 9/11 running to the towers, you know, fire department, police department, you know, EMS people, lost a lot of good people. Same thing. We do exactly the same thing. We go to wherever the biggest fire is, we can do the most good, and that's what we try to do.
I know y'all trying to do some kind of getaway for veterans and different things. Bring us
Absolutely.
up to speed.
Our main goal, and this has been Ricky's dream, is to create a retreat with about 20 homes, or, you know, or a big facility that we can actually help veterans. You know, the guys that are homeless on the street, that are just lost. Give them a direction, give them a purpose. That is one of our true goals. Now, you know, Terrebonne Parish, I really would like to reach out with them and talk to them about maybe some of the facilities that they no longer use, like a school or something like that, that maybe the parish would be willing to donate toward after the mission to further our cause. You know, it's to really raise awareness. You know, Ricky lost 2 personal friends for drinking, and all this is preventable.
From PTSD, he's
Yes,
talked a lot about that.
Yeah, and that's very close to his heart. What's close to my heart is just helping people. And veterans. You know, my dad was a veteran. My granddad was a veteran. And I have a very soft heart for people that has gave selfishly to be shot at. It's just like my police department here in Houma. Give them a shout out. These guys do a terrific job. You just wouldn't believe the things that they go through. Phenomenal people.
Yeah, I would believe it because we cover them a lot now. So I used to see it on the beat quite a bit, the things that are shouted at them, the things that they go through. But the 95% of the community really appreciates what they do.
100%.
Yeah. So with all this said, what keeps energizing y'all? Because every time I talk to you, y'all seem to be a ball of energy. Where do y'all get it from?
One smile at a time.
And sometimes that's hard.
Every time, you know, I help somebody and they give me a hug and just tell me how much of a difference I made in their life, that gives me the energy to help 10 more just like him. That's, I guess, what I feed off of is the love that somebody else has for one another. And that's what's important.
And hope.
And
And
let me
faith, hope, and love. Yeah.
our country is full of it. We have a bunch of wonderful people here that would have each other's back in a minute if they could just put aside the stupidity, you know, of hatred. You know, if we could just stop that, we could have a great
Yeah.
country.
Put the energy in some fulfilling
One another,
program.
helping one another.
Yeah.
You know, like the veterans, you know, these guys go off and give 5, 4, 8, 12, 20, 24, 30 years of their life to selfishly to go wherever Uncle Sam tells them to go and do whatever is requested of them. I mean, that's a lot of commitment.
And I want to make sure that maybe y'all can try to help us share the link of this program in Florida. I don't know do they have power yet? Can they watch TV?
They do. They
have
they-
YouTube and all
yeah,
that
all the
too.
power is back on in Florida.
Okay.
There's very, very, very few spots I've seen. Like I said, Ida took out us for a while, you know, but they got back up pretty quick.
Yeah, and we
Except for their barrier islands.
right.
They probably won't see power out there for 6 months.
And you mentioned something that still destroys my psyche is that insurance companies, not all of them, there's some good, but there's a lot of them that are advertising every day on TV that are still not stepping up, and that it makes me nauseous.
Me too. I felt that personally here in Houma. I had 2 houses, and it was sickening for the things that they wanted to do. I mean, they want your money every month,
Mm-hmm.
but they're willing to settle. They want to settle with you. You know, they're not willing to take a settlement, but they want to
Right.
give one,
Yeah.
and like it's like they're doing you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to just shout out to our insurance commissioner and see if he can't put a line on that, because he's got the power to change it.
Yeah, he's very powerful, you know. So line it up. We got a couple of minutes left on Saturday. What's going to happen this Saturday coming?
This Saturday, November 5th,
Yep.
we have Veterans Flag Ride. We're going to gather at the Harley shop here in Houma, and we're going to go down to Thibodaux, make our circle through Thibodaux. We got 3 facilities there that we're going to tour to honor the vets there. We're going to come back up 311, and we're going to hit about 4 or 5 here in Houma. And then back to the Harley shop. We're going to have a band there, hopefully, and we're going to be serving food and everything. All the proceeds will 100% go to the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
We take nothing out for ourselves other than the cost of food or something like that. But other than that, everything goes to
What
them.
time you think y'all would get to La Coretta? I want to be ready for y'all.
La Coretta, you say you're going to be there at 5?
5 o'clock. We'll
5
be there.
o'clock. I know I'm going to be back at the Harley shop on Martin Luther King about 3.
Okay.
I'll gather up as many people as I can that is willing to stick around or just make that ride over. But I don't know how fast people are going to disappear.
That's all right. But if we get y'all there, we'll give y'all a shout out. So just telling people, if you hear a lot of motorcycles coming, don't be scared from the noise. It's all
Yeah.
for a great cause.
It's all for a great cause. It's going to be one big Mardi Gras parade.
All right.
You know, like I said, we're really hoping for 400 to 800. That's what
Cool.
we're shooting for.
That'll be great. Billy, I appreciate you coming in. It's been short notice, but we wanted to make sure you got in. Thank you for what you do. God bless you for what you do. And we'll see you in short order.
Thank you, Martin.
All right. There you got it. Billy Burley, right here on Bayou Time. Help the cause. It's a great cause after the mission. Look it up. Give a little money. They're doing a good job. We'll be right back.